Hello and welcome back to your South King County Real Estate Update. My name is Sarah Eggleston and I am back with your local real estate news for the month. It is June 2024. Can you believe it? I can't believe this year is going by so fast. I think I say that a lot, but it's very true. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and jump right on into these slides. So, as I said, it is June 2024, and this is your South King County Real Estate Update. And I have some exciting news. I have actually switched over brokerages. I'm the one making the move this time. I've moved over to Berkshire Hathaway in Kent, and I'm very excited about this move. I think it's going to be a really great opportunity. So feel free to reach out if you would like help with your move as well. I'm very excited to have a change of pace, new resources available to me, and pass those resources on to you. And I do have an upcoming class. It's a pre-home buying workshop, so it's just like an hour and a half webinar on June 25th at 6 p.m. After the show, in the description, I will post the link to register. So make sure to sign up for that. If you know anybody who's been thinking about buying a home or thinks that maybe they can't, maybe you could share it with them and introduce them to this class so that I can share ways of taking that path to home ownership. And oops, I forgot to change the spring to summer. These are the summer buyer and seller guides. The summer ones are available now. So if you are thinking about making a move this year, please reach out and I would love to get one of these really great pamphlets in your hand. There's so much information in these. It's very valuable information. So let me know and I will get one over to you. So into the news, King County median home price tops $1 million. So we are at a record high for home prices in King County, even though mortgage rates have continued to stay quite high. Generally, this time of year, we do expect to see an uptick in market activity and home prices as well. So as that activity ticks up, usually the competition drives prices higher, and we see those higher prices from spring into summer, and then fall and winter, they kind of trail off a little bit. But we have definitely hit our summer buying market. It is hot out there. Median prices are up in all of our regions from a year ago, some more than others, but prices are rising more slowly than the pandemic-fueled market that we saw a few years ago, but they are still rising. King County's median single-family home price of just over $1 million is up 10% from the same month last year, which is pretty high. That's a strong improvement, 10% year over year. And the jump mainly is driven by the east side, where prices are up 17%. In Seattle, it was up 7% from a year ago. So that east side, Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond area, it is so hot over there. Prices are so high. It's incredible. And that is driving up the price stats for the whole region. But our whole region has gone up, just not as much as the east side. Condo prices have also climbed up 18% from a year ago in King County. So here's those home prices on the chart here. Last year, this is where we're at. And so King County, we are up pretty significantly from last year. Snohomish, nothing to sneeze at. Pierce and Kitsap are a lot more steady, but they are a little bit higher than they were last year. For median price of home and condo sales, you can see this east side here, the gap between the dark blue, which is last year, and the light blue, which is this year. That is pretty strong difference, both for home prices, homes and condos. The other areas, it's been a more modest increase, but all of these areas have increased for both homes and condos since last year. And as far as the number of condo sales, Seattle and East Side are significantly stronger than they were last year for the number of home sales. North and Southwest King County are pretty close to where they were last year. Southeast King County has grown, but not like Seattle and the East Side. For condos, we've actually in Southwest King County had a decrease in the number of sales since last year, but all of the other categories are up, but much more minimally. So buyers are finding little relief from the high interest rates with the rates. They've been bouncing around between 7 and 7.5 most of this year, but we have ticked down a little bit, and that has increased the purchasing power of some buyers a little bit and increased the activity in the market. A lot of home buyers are feeling this strain of these higher interest rates. The average monthly mortgage payment right now is between $4,000 and $6,000. According to Redfin, the average mortgage payment is about $5,800, which is a 10% increase from 1 year ago. If we look at Zillow's numbers, they are estimating about a $4,000 a month monthly payment for a 20% down home. So that is what they're kind of judging this off of, which is 13% higher than 1 year ago and more than double pre-pandemic payments. So this is scary news, folks. This is very high monthly payments on these. Inventory is keeping the prices high, and one factor keeping a lid on inventory is the position many homeowners find themselves in, sitting on low interest rates they secured in 2020 or 2021. The prospect of selling their home and buying a new one now means taking on a higher rate and a higher monthly payment. So they're pretty much locked into that home. They can't really move anywhere and have it make financial sense. But that logjam is appearing to loosen. There were more homes that came to the market in May than the same period last year. In King County, single-family homes were up 33%, and condos increased by 38% from last year. So we are seeing that increase in inventory, which should have, this quote here, should have an impact on stabilizing prices or price levels over the summer months. And that brings us to our hyperlocal breakdown for, ooh, my picture's not loading. Try that again. Well, I am having, I guess, some loading issues on a couple of my pictures here, but that's okay. For new listings, we are way up in all areas here for Kent, Renton, Auburn, and Federal Way. You see where we were in December of last year, the low point for new listings, and we have shot up, but we're still below where we were 21 and 22. For pending sales, we have come up a lot, as we would expect to in the spring. We're a little bit hotter than where we were last year on these pending sales. For median sales price, again, up in all categories. This one bounces around a little bit more and really depends on what area you're talking about. Renton is flat since last month, but up pretty significantly from December, January. It's just up everywhere from where it was before. Some of them just started a lower price point depending on the area. And median days on market, we had this huge spike up in December, January. January homes were sitting on the market 30 days on average. And since then, we have dropped hard, and we are back down around 5 to 6, 7 days on market on average. So some homes do sit for 30 days, and then some homes sell in a day or two. So that, but the average is about 5 days on market. And last month, when we talked about mortgage rates, our weekly average was at 7.09 and our daily rate was 7.16. And if we look at today's weekly average, it has come down to 6.95. So we have fallen. Last week it was at 6.99. So we're on this steady decline here. Mortgage rates have continued to fall back this week as incoming data suggests the economy is cooling to a more sustainable level of growth. And that is from the chief economist at Freddie Mac. Basically, signs are pointing to the fact that the economy is cooling a little bit, which is great news for interest rates. Federal Reserve did meet again, and their goal for inflation is 2%, and we're still above that, but we're heading closer to that 2% benchmark. So the Fed is now suggesting that they'll cut the rate one time this year when the last projection that they put out was 3 times. So there's a good news that we will be getting a rate cut at some point, but it's just not as soon or as many as originally forecasted for this year. But a further decline in mortgage rates, coupled with the reports of rising inventory levels in markets across the country, is good news for prospective home buyers this summer. So there is bright skies on the horizon for home buyers. And our daily interest rate is 6.99. It's up a little bit from yesterday, but you can see this big drop here that we had earlier this week, last week. This is the mortgage rates over the past little over a year and a half. And you can see this big drop down earlier this week, and then we popped up a little bit, and now we're coming back down. So buy now or wait? That's the question prospective homeowners have been struggling to answer in today's housing market. Home prices have been skyrocketing recently, and the Federal Reserve's work to tame inflation sent mortgage rates soaring too. The combination has led to many would-be buyers to pick the wait side of the equation. And that's from Bankrate. I'm just going to go through a couple quotes here that kind of describe what's going on. Home buyers face the most difficult affordability conditions in nearly 40 years. And remember, the affordability index is measured on 3 different categories. That's home prices, interest rates, and wages. Right now, we're at a really tough point for affordability for a lot of people. But astonishingly, greater than 90% of the country's metro areas experience a home price growth despite facing the highest mortgage rates in 2 decades. In the current market, rising prices are the direct result of insufficient housing supply not meeting full demand. That's Lawrence Yun, chief economist at NAR. So yeah, it's a really hard time to buy, but those prices are remaining very historically high. Even though our interest rates are high, normally if interest rates went up, housing prices would come down. But since there's a lack of inventory, we're just not seeing that. In the current market, rising prices are the direct result of insufficient housing supply not meeting the full demand. Another one from Lawrence Yun. And with the continued imbalance between supply and demand, home prices are expected to keep rising. So our home price forecasts, the average right now is about 3% for 2024. So where are we going to end on December as compared to December of last year? These numbers are always constantly being adjusted. A few of these did adjust down from their last projection, but others did tick up a little bit. The average right now is about 3% for the home price appreciation throughout 2024. And this is from Bill McBride, founder of Calculated Risk. I always like to start with inventory, since inventory usually tells the tale. And currently, inventory is increasing year over year, but is still well below pre-pandemic levels. So if we're looking at inventory, we have the past few years here, and you can see this year is far above where we were in 21, 22, and 23 for inventory. But if we bring it back a few more years and throw 17 and forward in there, 2017, 18, 19, we're still way below these pre-pandemic inventory levels. Just huge gap in the amount of supply that we would normally have this time, throughout the year. New listing levels are above last year's level. So new listings are coming to the market as well. We're above last year's levels, but still way below where we were before the pandemic. And 1 in 3 homes on the market today are new construction. The average is about 13% of homes are new construction homes on the market. But right now we are at 31.4% of homes for sale are new construction homes. That just shows how short we are in the resale category. The resale homes are, there's just way fewer of them than we would have seen before the pandemic. And just a reminder about my upcoming class on Tuesday, June 25th at 6 p.m. It's a webinar, so easy peasy. Do it from the comfort of your own home in your pajamas, glass of wine, just about an hour long. And I will have the registration link down below. And Ashley Buelva and I will be teaching this. We've taught this class several times now, so it's just something we really love doing. We love sharing the information with our community and helping people buy homes, especially those who didn't really think that they could make it happen. And those buyer and seller guides, again, this is the summer buyer and seller guides, not the spring, but they are available. The summer ones are hot off the press. So if you want one, just let me know. I can either send you a hard copy or a digital copy, whatever is easiest to you. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. My phone number is on the screen there. Thank you so much for joining me for your South King County real estate update. I really do love doing these updates for you. Yeah, I'll have a fantastic month and I'll see you back here next month. Have a good one.